Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. It seems we are having perhaps even the last English units going on in How Good is testing series, namely Sherwood Archers. And without further ado, let's begin the battle. So probably this will be one of those kind of running episodes where other units fire and one unit run in circles around them. But let's see. It seems the weakness of the unit is that it only has 60 men in one unit. So that might be an issue, though the units clearly do pack a punch. So that's really nice. But otherwise, yeah, I think they might actually run out of arrows if things don't go well. But I guess these guys should have excellent stamina, so perhaps we could hope to achieve something. And let's move these guys into a bit better firing position. I'm a bit worried about, I think that's the general over there, but if he gets taken down, then he gets taken down. Okay, I guess they are letting him go freely, or relatively freely. We should begin to break the first unit rather soon if we want to actually win the battle. Or rather, win it relatively cleanly. Perhaps I have to begin to target manually the enemies. Okay, finally. The first one is beginning to break. And of course they should begin to be rather exhausted. Okay, and it seems we need to disperse a bit.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Where is... okay, that's probably the captain's unit.
Behold
Okay,
how our
so
cowardly
that
foe-
was-
All of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have won here today.
A really clean victory, heroic victory. So, actually the arrows were quite enough there. Okay, so this should be relatively easier battle because, well, the enemy does have one unit less, so we always should have rather easy time running circles around them, and of course the missiles here are rather effective against armor, so this should go relatively easily. Okay, and it seems we have some units chasing, or then not. Ah,
St. George protect
okay,
us.
so this
Our
time the
general lies slain upon the battlefield.
captain wasn't quite so lucky as in the last battle. Okay, so I guess we can get some clear shots on that unit.
Only half the enemy force remains.
And the enemy numbers are dwindling. I mean, artillery units are really nice, but the actual micro in these battles can be rather painful in my opinion. And especially if one forgets a unit for a time and then it gets rushed by the enemy, that will be extremely painful. Because the skirmish mode doesn't always work like a dream. Okay, that unit should be decimated quite soon. Is that the... Okay, good.
enemy. Behold how
Okay,
all
nice.
of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have won here today.
So, these have been the, let's call them easy victories. Okay, so probably now we have some challenges. This is actually the second attempt, as when actually all of the enemies centered around this unit, the other units forgot to shoot, and I forgot to command them to shoot, or rather force them to shoot, so the results were not quite optimal. So let's see. And of course the difficulty is that cavalry is hard counter to missile units. So yeah, we can inflict some casualties here as they are advancing, but I think situation will get quite a bit worse quite soon. But at least for now we can get some casualties inflicted. Let's see if the enemy will gang up on that unit once again. So the archers do have guard mode on, because that way I think they will keep firing a bit longer, and I think these units actually, yeah. So let's concentrate fire on the enemies over here. Ah, they broke. In the last attempt they actually were surrounded and began to fight to death. So this is actually a bit worse than the last one, but I guess such is life. Okay. Well, let's hope that one will fight at least a bit longer.
Our foolish general has thrown his life away. Perhaps our chances of victory. Our men are winning the battle.
Oh.
If we continue like this, we will
I didn't quite notice that. But, I mean, if they are, then they are. Okay, fire. Some nice hits. Another volley before they get in. There. And unfortunately no casualties inflicted.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Yeah, and I think so have
Lord
we.
have mercy. We've lost half of our men.
Yeah. I think we have lost most of our men. But at least the victory was not cheap for the enemy.
Sherwood Archers! Sherwood Archers!
And perhaps these guys could rally? I don't know. Probably not.
My lord, the tide of battle
Oh,
seems to have turned against us.
that will hurt.
We must
Yeah.
act and halt this turn of events.
I'm wondering if the units get some kind of parrying bonus for wielding swords in melee, but I'm not sure, because in my opinion those bows should do a bit more of damage than these swords, because they are armor piercing. But yeah, clear defeat, not quite. I think it's average defeat, because the enemy does have less than 200 men remaining. So the previous battle was a bit of a stain in the shield of Sherwood Archers. Let's see how well their 2 hit points will stand against crossbowmen. At least we will get the first shots off. And if they begin to reform, I think we might very well get some additional shots off before being shot back. And let the firing commence. Okay, so far looking so good. Actually surprisingly good. Of course they are losing that additional hit point. But yeah, we are actually gaining numerical superiority quite soon. Okay, well that's really surprising in my opinion. I had no idea they were this good against missiles. I mean, that's just impressive. I guess we should begin to charge.
The enemy army
Okay, nice.
all of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have won here today.
I think that's not quite enough for heroic victory, so it's only a clear victory, but still I'm rather impressed because, well, they did suffer so few casualties here. So yeah, rather impressive clear victory. Okay, so attempt 3. So in the last 2 attempts we have had quite a bit of difficulties firing at the proper enemy. So the feudal knights are actually the make it or break it point for this battle, and my units are kind of insisting on firing at everything else than these, despite being ordered to attack. So I'm trying a bit different formation. In the previous 2 attempts I had 2 units in the front and 2 units behind them, to make things, well, hopefully easier, but well, at least now they are starting to do some damage over here. Good. Some more needed. Still, we are having a good start, but could do so much better. Nice. And the next one. Perhaps we should begin to pull back with some of the troops. Okay, those guys are routing. That's nice. Do we want to take care of those knights? Okay, good. And we are clear to pull back. So the enemy crossbowmen are over there. They can cause us some headache still, but I think we should be in relatively good position at the moment. So they are running and at the same time firing, apparently. And And I think we can actually take the guard mode off. Ah, they're starting to hit us. Is it this unit actually? Oh.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Hooray. Okay, so I think this should be relatively clear now. Those town militias will go down rather nicely, and there are not that many dismounted feudal knights left to pose a serious threat. So I think it will be a clear victory.
Clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
Yeah, so a rather clear victory. So overall, the Sherwood Archers got 33 points out of 40, and the worst stain is that versus Cavalry battle, which is kind of no wonder. From the requirements, the unit is rather difficult to get. You need to have Master Woodsman's Guild. Actually, it requires a citadel, so you can get tier 1 similar building to Fortress, but tier 2 and 3 requires citadel. So that's quite high requirements. You can get only a maximum of 3 units available at one time. So basically from requirements you get 1 point, and from the amount available you get 1 point as well. The unit costs 510 florins to recruit, so that's 2 points. And the upkeep is quite high, 250 florins, which earns it only 1 point. And I guess that's no wonder, as you're having Robin Hood and his gang stealing from the rich, which the player actually might not be. But in any case, from requirements the unit earns 5 out of 18 points. So the total is 38 out of 58. And in my opinion that's a bit disappointing. So the unit goes pretty much to the same category as Highland Archers, Norse Swordsmen, perhaps Battlefield Assassins, Varangian Guard. I mean, it's a niche unit, and it clearly suffers from the really high requirements, as well as the lack of the unit size. Of course, in versus Cavalry battle, if the unit size would have been normal, I think the unit actually would have won. against the feudal knights, but alas, it's not. So yeah, I think the unit is rather niche, and overall I think that actually those longbowmen units might serve you better, especially the highest tier longbowmen. And well, of course, the Woodsman Guild is useful because it provides additional bonuses to archers, so that's nice. So you should aim for them, and you get them from spamming archers mostly. So that's nice. But yeah, overall, I think the unit is a bit of disappointment for me. But feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of the unit? And thank you very much for watching. If you liked the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Have a great rest of the day. QualityOldGames out.